Days after the Canadian Parliament observed 1 minute silence on the death anniversary of India's designated Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar, Indian origin MP in Canada Chandra Arya said in Parliament that the ideology responsible for the Kanishka bombing by Khalistani terrorists is still alive among few people in the country. He urged everyone to attend the memorial service on June 23rd, on the 39th anniversary of the 1985 Kanishka flight bombing by Khalistani terrorists. It resulted in the deaths of 329 passengers on board. Arya stated that the recent celebrations of the assassination of the former Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by Khalistani supporters shows that the dark forces have been energized again and point dreadful times ahead. Let's in fact listen in to what was said.
June 23rd is the National Day of Remembrance for Victims of Terrorism. 39 years back, on this day, Air India Flight 182 was blown up mid-air from a bomb planted by Canadian Khalistani extremists. It killed all 329 passengers and crew members, and this is the largest mass killing in Canadian history. Unfortunately, many Canadians are not aware that even today, the ideology responsible for this terrorist attack is still alive among few people in Canada. Recent celebration of assassination of Hindu Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by Khalistan supporters, glorifying violence and hate, shows that the dark forces have been energized again and point to a dreadful times ahead. Hindu Canadians are rightfully concerned. I stand in solidarity with the families of the victims of Air India bombing.
So, of course, those were the statements that were made in the Canadian Parliament. In fact, joining us at this point of time is Colonel JSO, the international affairs expert. Sir, thank you so much for, being rather patient with us on the broadcast. Now, when we talk about the Kanishka bombing, it took place 39 years ago. As many as 329 innocent lives were claimed. And to this date, the perpetrators roam scot-free. How do you view the statements that have been made? And in fact, you can see those visuals on your screens. NewsX has been covering the Kanishka bombing since the past 1 year when we got the BN Kirpal report. There was an exclusive report, a global exclusive that NewsX in fact brought to the world. How do you then view these statements that have been made in the Parliament today by the Canadian minister?
It's my honor to be on your esteemed channel. First of all, my salute and respect to Team NewsX for the wonderful Kanishka Files series of programs that NewsX had done last year, which laid threadbare how the Canadian government was complicit and took no action in spite of so many glaring evidences of the impending disaster on board Air India 182 Kanishka. Well, the fact remains that the Canadian government, since 1985 till date, has taken no action, and hence these perpetrators have roamed free. Except for one person who was given a jail term of very less years, he was released soon. The Canadian government has done pretty much nothing. Hence, we have seen in the last about 1 decade, the Khalistanis have become very active in Canada, and repeatedly and regularly, the Canadian soil is being used for anti-India activities and anti-Hindu activities. And the most surprising and shocking part is the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has laid a deaf ear towards all the anti-India activities going on in Canada. Another thing, the Canadian Parliament, when they observed 1 minute silence in the memory of the dreaded terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar, is totally uncalled for. He's part of the 40 names that India has regularly given to the Canadian authorities who have been conspiring to wage a war against India. And yet, Canadian Parliament honors such a dreaded man. I think the Canadians need to introspect and learn from what Hillary Clinton had said on 21st September 2011 when she visited Pakistan, and in reference to terrorism, she had remarked that people who rear snakes in the backyards should remember one day these snakes can bite them too. What Canada is doing, it is playing with fire, and the day is not far when the Canadian soil will see terrorist activities by these dreaded terrorists whom it has been given asylum. since 1980 when Pierre Trudeau, Justin Trudeau's father, became the Prime Minister of Canada for a second time. And last year, Savri, I would like to say, the Canadian Member of Parliament of Indian origin who is organizing these memorial services in the memory of those killed in the Kanishka bombing is doing a yeoman service to humanity, to India, and to every global citizen by organizing 3 such ceremonies in Montreal and 1 such in Vancouver. It is time that these people who died for no fault of theirs should be remembered and honored by all the countries the world over.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.